I want to break a myth that everybody, for some reason, thinks. The more money, more problems. We get it, all of that. But a lot of people seem to think that respect comes with money. And as men, we think that, especially because the way we look at it is if we have money, people will respect us more because they need us at that point. But what happens when you're surrounding yourself around other people that have money, right? I think that is the real question. If you guys don't know, my name is Brandon Jones, and I am somebody that has been hustling for over a decade. Ups and downs, mental gymnastics galore. I've lost and gained, had my ups and downs. But one thing I will say is that being in a position to grow will always be one of the situational lessons or the times in my life that I would never forget. And, I would be so happy to continue to share like I'm doing now. So definitely make sure you guys subscribe for more. But, I think, one, I want to take a deep dive into the fact that, like, when we go from having money or being broke to having money, I think a lot of us, especially men, feel like something changes. I think that's all internal. I think that internally we start feeling different, but externally, not immediately, right? Like if you don't have money and then you start getting money, people may start seeing you as somebody that got some bread, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll just start respecting you. It all depends on who you start hanging yourself around or what group is already consuming your energy. Now, if you're around successful people, they'll be trying to build with you. They'll say, hey, let's go into a rental property together. They'll start asking you questions about what you're investing in and try to pick your brain and vice versa. But if you're hanging around leeches and people that aren't used to money, they might ask you for a few dollars. But none of that means respect. Respect, in my opinion, is when somebody knows exactly how to not cross your boundaries or knows when they're crossing your boundaries, takes accountability. Respect is somebody understanding that they should treat you like you're in the room even when you're not. Respect is when someone is upfront, straight, and honest with you and wants you to be the same and understands your perspective. Well, maybe not understands, but can comprehend to the best of their ability your perspective without being argumentative. Respect can mean a lot of things, but when it comes to money, I'm gonna tell you something. Money only creates further division when it comes to your friends, family, and of course relationships. Why? Because money gives you a edge on people that need it, but also jealousy. And then for people that already have it, it gives them a sense of looking at you and saying, okay, you up here with us now, buddy. What you doing? Or what you gonna do? Expectation. I want you guys to realize the real respect is when you start showing people that you show up every day and you have a standard. The real respect is when you actually compose yourself to the utmost level of decency. Execution is one of your top priorities. Habits, daily, monthly, yearly, are a part of your routine. And people start seeing that you are somebody that is result driven. You're not the ship, but instead you're the waves. You are somebody that is the thermometer, not the temperature. You start actually controlling things around you, but not holding on to things you can't control. That's the difference. And it's important. And, I had to learn this because I was one that always wanted to control things around me, especially when I got money, until I realized that wasn't the win. The win wasn't controlling people or controlling things. The win was being able to walk away from things that don't serve me and people not even walking up to me or calling me if they can't present themselves the proper manner, that was where I started to realize that the respect came, and it didn't come when I had a bunch of money. It came when people started seeing that I wasn't about to take any BS. So if you're somebody that doesn't have money, don't think that you don't deserve respect, because you do. And respect is not optional. It's something that you should make sure you're consistently getting, because I think anybody that is introducing themselves into an environment of productivity should get respect until, proven otherwise, right? But don't ever try to base your value or your productivity over the money that you have, because we all start at different points and have different lessons to learn, but never let that dictate who you are. Because see, when you start doing that, you start getting money for the wrong reason, not spending it on the right things, but instead devaluing yourself. That's the difference. Money doesn't bring respect. Consistency does. People understanding not to cross your boundaries, not to disrespect your environment, and also understanding that you mean business. My friends won't call me and try to talk to me about anything but productive things, and that's exactly how it should be. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. I appreciate you, and remember, the respect is in the consistency, the habits. You got this.